Well, hello everybody. This is Mike with SADT, and we're going to talk a little bit more about racial situations. I kind of covered that I was going to do a follow-up video on this very subject. The last video, the one about the racially blended family. So this is kind of like a part two, even though I won't call it that. But it's dealing specifically with another side of that issue that I think is very important. I don't think that people pay attention enough to the kind of things that people would consider more obscure, and they kind of pass right by without us even paying attention to them. Excuse me for a second. I want to turn the volume off on my phone so it's not interrupting. But one of the things that's very dangerous for us as patriots is to get in a situation where we're shooting friendlies. What is a friendly? A friendly is anyone who believes in the American way, as a patriot, who is trying to do the right thing, love the country, love the American flag, not trying to radically change our society in this country, nor around the world. And I think we have what I want to coin as the Black Patriot Paradox. I call it the Black Patriot Paradox because black people who voted for Donald Trump, who support the conservative movement or the Republican Party or nationalism or constitutionalism, whatever you want to call it, or any mixture of those things, have a dilemma that the average person might not understand because they're not living it. I mean, the patriots on the Caucasian side, they don't have to deal with this. African Americans who are liberals, they don't have to deal with it either. People who are apolitical, doesn't have a voice, didn't step out and stand up for what their beliefs were in reference to the country and the Constitution and the American flag, they don't have to worry about it. But black patriots have a serious dilemma. And when I'm talking about a dilemma, it's not the normal thing that you might find videos all over YouTube about. And that is the normal, everyday, well, you're a coon, you're Uncle Tom, you don't support black people, you are a puppet for the white man and all this stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is in the case of civil unrest, a civil emergency where there's shooting and race against race, group against group, Republicans against Democrats, conservatives against liberal, and we might be approaching that situation, and no one's talking about this very situation that I'm going to bring up. I'm going to bring it up because I'm not afraid to bring up controversial issues. Once I bring it up, I expect that others will maybe pay attention to it too, and hopefully my phrase, the Black Patriot Paradox, will stick, and when people talk about it, they will refer to this video, or at least the topic by that description. And that is, if something like that occurs, how are they going to know whether you're a black liberal or a black conservative? How are they going to know whether you support the Constitution or you're trying to be involved in some type of subversion or sedition? How are they going to know? Just by looking at you. I mean, you have politicians that look just like me. You know, clean cut, short haircut, whatever, wearing a business suit. How do you differentiate me from someone that might be trying to overthrow our country? That is a paradox. Wouldn't you agree? And I want comments. I want controversial points about this. I mean, some people might think that we deserve to get shot by both sides. I mean, they might think that the black people should beat us to death, and the white conservatives should get confused and shoot us as well. I mean, what's going to stop that situation from occurring the way things sit right now? So basically, what I want to do is try to create a conversation around what do we do to keep this situation from happening, so that my brothers and sisters, military veterans, other like-minded, conservative, nationalist people who believe in the American way as it always was prior to this movement to the left that tried to occur over the last 8 years and maybe prior. What I remember as a child, where the Pledge of Allegiance was okay, where carrying and showing an American flag was not a problem, or talking about God was not a problem, and Jesus Christ, where that was not a problem. Well, we have a situation today where people are shouting down reverence when they're trying to pray before a proceeding in a public building. We have banned Christianity basically from the educational system. Kids can't even talk about it. They can't show anything that has anything to do with Christianity, while they might have prayer mats around for people who might have a different religious belief. So my purpose is to try to expose this, get some conversation around it, try to get people understanding that this is an issue, and if something happens, we'll have patriots shooting patriots, simply because they're identifying black patriots as something other than what they are. I mean, many of us have sacrificed a whole lot for this nation. We believe in it. We believe in everything about the Constitution. We're not trying to change it. We want it to stay as it is. We're your brothers. We want to stand side by side and protect our Constitution, protect freedom. In fact, there's African Americans, black people, Latinos, and other people right now serving side by side with you in the military. But if they take that uniform off and put on civilian clothes, how are you going to know that that's still someone who stands shoulder to shoulder with you, believes in the things you believe in, is ready to die for the Constitution, the American flag, and all the things that they took their oath for? How are you going to know, and do you care? These are things that we need to talk about. I expect to have comments from all sides when they discuss this issue on this video and others that's going to come in the future. The Black Patriot Paradox is a real thing. It's a serious thing. And it's something that white patriots need to pay attention to. It's a lot fewer of us than it is either side. We're kind of in the center, and there's no protections. One way I think that we can start establishing some type of identification process for what a black patriot is all about. in a general sense, you can kind of look at a veteran and tell he's a veteran in a lot of cases. Sometimes you can look at a black patriot, whether he was in the military or not, and tell that he's not the kind of people who are out burning buildings, breaking down storefronts, rioting and looting and beating people up. You can look at them and tell if you take the time to do it. But establishing contact before anything gets really out of hand, which I discussed in the last video, is really the key. I mean, we have to be smarter than this. We can't let panic and hysteria throw us into a situation where we're killing each other, or we're hurting each other, or we're debasing each other, or we're denying each other. You won't see very many African American black patriots, whatever you want to call it. I like to refer to myself as black, but some don't like that term. But getting back to the point though, you won't see us with a bunch of dreadlocks most of the time. You won't see us with a bunch of tattoos all over us, earrings in both ears, and maybe one in the nose and one in the lip. You won't see us doing that. You won't see us with our pants sagging. You won't see that. You won't see us in all type of faddish, boorish looking attire. You won't see us doing that. You won't see us out making a lot of noise in the street and doing stuff like that. That's not our MO. Not saying that people on the left, every one of them have those characteristics either, and that's the dilemma. That's part of the dilemma, that you can't always tell just by looking at those stereotypical things. But there are some things that you'll notice, especially in the case of veterans. Everyone knows that once a guy's been in the military, he comes home, he's changed. And most of them, in the way they talk, the way they act, the way they carry themselves, the way they're built in a lot of cases. You know, time takes its toll on many of us, but there are still things that stand out that makes you not necessarily fit back in where you came from. And these are the things that we're going to have to focus on if we're going to work as a team and not be turned into the same thing that we're trying to stop. And when I say this, I'm talking about white patriots and black patriots. We have to think about these things now, today, not this late spring when it's warm and summer and fall. If we wait until that time, we may have waited too late, when a lot of good people might get hurt when it's no need to. So I don't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention, something that people could focus on, concentrate on, and speak to each other on, and understand that there is a paradox. There's a Black Patriot Paradox, and we're all involved in figuring it out and what we're going to do to make sure that we're not friend on friend attacking each other. Well, that's all to this video. I want you to make sure that if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you have a comment or two, make the comment. Stand up for patriotism, stand up for the Constitution and the American way, and always support all of us that are out here making videos and doing whatever we can do to support our cause as patriots and as Americans. I want to make a shout out to InfoWars and ask you to go to InfoWars.com, make a purchase, show some support, share their videos, and and comment. It's very important that we stand up for each other. We show support. Make sure you forward my video if you think it might help someone else. Again, and finally, I'm going to say this one more time. It is a Black Patriot Paradox, and we need to pay attention to it. We need to focus on it. We need to solve the problem. So that's all I have to say today. What I want you people to do is go out there and be strong and stay safe.